Fame is supposed to be the golden ticket, a life of red carpets, flashing cameras, and endless applause. But for some celebrities, that spotlight burned too hot, exposing secrets that would destroy everything. Behind the glamour and luxury, they hid choices so dark that their names are no longer celebrated, but whispered with shock and disgust. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 15 celebrities who went from adored stars to convicted criminals, their fame replaced by prison walls, their legacies forever tainted, and you won't believe which of them are still sitting in prison right now in 2025. Number 1. War Machine. Jonathan War Machine. Copenhaver was once the embodiment of brute force inside the MMA cage, a warrior who electrified crowds with his aggression, but outside the octagon, his fury spiraled into a nightmare. In a violent rampage, he brutally assaulted his ex-girlfriend, Christy Mack, leaving her with injuries so horrific they shocked even hardened reporters. 18 broken bones, a shattered face, a ruptured liver. The trial was grim, the evidence stacked too high, the horror too undeniable. Found guilty on 29 felony counts, War Machine was sentenced to life with the possibility of parole only after 36 years. Once a fighter cheered by thousands, he now sits alone in silence, his name synonymous not with strength, but brutality. Number 2. Suge Knight. Once the untouchable kingpin of West Coast rap, Suge Knight's name was fear itself. As co-founder of Death Row Records, he launched icons like Tupac and Dr. Director, but behind the music was a man ruled by intimidation and violence. In 2015, the empire he built collapsed in seconds, caught on camera running over 2 men in a parking lot dispute, killing one. The music mogul, who lived like royalty, was sentenced to 28 years behind bars. From Rolls-Royces to prison jumpsuits, Suge Knight's downfall is proof that even the most powerful can't outrun justice. Number 3. Elizabeth Holmes. Once hailed as the female Steve Jobs, Elizabeth Holmes was Silicon Valley's golden girl. Her company, Theranos, promised to revolutionize healthcare with a single drop of blood. She wore black turtlenecks, gave TED Talks, and convinced investors to pour in hundreds of millions. But it was all a mirage. Theranos' technology never worked. When the lies unraveled, the dream collapsed, and Holmes was exposed as a fraud. In 2022, she was sentenced to more than 11 years in prison. Once a billionaire visionary, she now spends her days in a cell, her name forever tied not to innovation, but deception. Number 4. C Murder. Corey Miller, better known as C Murder, was rap royalty, the brother of Master P and a voice of Southern hip-hop. But his life veered into tragedy after a deadly nightclub shooting in 2002. The trial was messy, clouded by claims of coerced witness testimony and celebrity outcry from Kim Kardashian and Monica, but the verdict was clear: life in prison. Despite proclaiming his innocence, C Murder remains behind bars, his career long gone, his name cemented as another tragic fall from fame. Number 5. Amy Locane. She was the radiant star of Melrose Place, destined for Hollywood greatness. But in one drunken night, Amy Locane destroyed her life and someone else's. Driving under the influence, she plowed into another car, killing one woman and severely injuring another. The courtroom drama was emotional and devastating. In the end, Amy was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Her story stands as one of Hollywood's harshest reminders. One reckless decision can erase an entire future. Number 6. Michael Jace. On TV, he was the upright cop in The Shield. In real life, he became the villain. In 2014, Jace shot and killed his wife in front of their children, shocking fans and colleagues alike. The trial painted him as a man consumed by rage. In 2016, he was sentenced to 40 years to life. From actor to convicted murderer, his name now symbolizes betrayal of both family and fans. Number 7. Joe Son fans remember him as the goofy henchman in Austin Powers, or as a quirky MMA fighter. But Joe Son harbored a sinister past. His DNA eventually linked him to a brutal 1990s assault, leading to a life sentence. Even in prison, the headlines didn't stop. He was charged again for the violent killing of a fellow inmate. Joe Sun's legacy isn't laughter or knockouts, it's horror, violence, and disgrace. Number 8. Skylar DeLeon. He was a child actor with a blink and you'll miss it role in Power Rangers, but Skylar DeLeon's real-life script was darker than any Hollywood thriller. In a calculated scheme, he lured Tom and Jackie Hawks onto a yacht under the guise of buying it, then forced them to sign it over, before tying them up and throwing them overboard alive. The sheer brutality left the nation stunned. Sentenced to life without parole, DeLeon's name now sits among the most chilling crimes connected to Hollywood. Number 9. Danny Masterson. He was the lovable goofball Hyde on That 70s Show. But behind the charm was a predator. After years of accusations, Danny Masterson was convicted in 2023 of sexual assault charges. The testimonies were raw and damning, shattering his carefully crafted image. Sentenced to 30 years to life, Masterson's Hollywood career is over. Once a sitcom star adored by millions, he now spends his days in a cell, his name etched into one of Hollywood's darkest scandals. Number 10. Ryan Grantham. Known for his roles in Riverdale and Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Ryan Grantham's story took one of the darkest turns in recent memory. In 2020, he confessed to murdering his own mother. What's more disturbing, he later admitted he was considering a plan to assassinate Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Though he never followed through, the revelations shocked the entertainment world. In 2022, he was sentenced to life with no parole for 14 years. From rising young star to convicted killer, Grantham's fall is as haunting as it is tragic. And just when you think Hollywood scandals couldn't get darker, recent headlines prove otherwise. In 2024, reality TV star Jen Shah officially began serving her 6.5-year sentence for orchestrating a massive telemarketing fraud that targeted the elderly. And as of 2025, Harvey Weinstein, once one of the most powerful men in film, remains behind bars, his additional Los Angeles sentence ensuring he'll likely never walk free again. Hollywood may shine bright on the outside, but stories like these remind us of the shadows lurking just beneath. These stories aren't just about crime and punishment, they're about how fame can magnify the fall. From celebrated icons to disgraced convicts, their journeys serve as haunting cautionary tales. Because in Hollywood, the spotlight can make you a star or expose you for who you truly are.